Hi, this is Cousin Russ. I'm going to try to do something new today because I'm always trying something new. And this is part of my Back to Basics series that I've been trying to get out every once in a while. Anyhow, I want to talk about Ancestry Member Tree and some of the Ancestry Member Tree settings that we have. And the specific tree that I'm going to show you, I create and manage from within Family Tree Maker. Uh, but the specific tree I'm using to collaborate with other researchers. And there's a discussion been going on about what does a viewer want to see, what does a contributor want to see when they go in to the Ancestry Member Tree. So I want to talk about that a little bit and see if I can't clarify some of my thoughts on this topic. Um, one of the feedback that I got, I want to see a clean tree. I don't want to see all the research that was done. I don't want to see what a clean tree would look like. And another person wants to see the more detailed view. How did I get to that clean view? How did I get all the information so I don't get conflicting information, or you see facts multiple times, different information? So that's what I want to talk about today. So I'm going to go over to my Ancestry Member Tree, and I have a specific person I'm going to show you. So here is a specific gentleman that I have been researching, and this is the uncluttered view. I'm in the facts tab, but let me just go over to the story view. You've probably seen that, and this gets some more documentation, put some text into some readable format, and you can scroll down and see the events in a timeline fashion and see some images as you scroll down. So that's a clean view. If I go over to the facts, that gives me more details, and this is really what I want to focus on. You can see the facts, and you only see one fact for birth, marriage, and occupation. A couple different times because of different time frames, different dates where the person lived. But in the center column is the citations or the source material that was used in this specific for the specific person, including the parents and children that I have in the database so far. But here's what I want to show you. This is the magic for, I think, for a viewer who wants to see the clean view. But how did I get there? I didn't come up with this all this great conclusion, full birth date and location. I didn't get that from one record. I had multiple records to get there. And so I'm in the show menu. You have some options, just family events. And I'm going to click that and get that out of the way. And there was no change. So I'm just looking at the family events. Each fact is presented alone, not different ones. So I'm going to add the alternate facts. And it's loading. And now I want to close that little window. But now you see, like for the birth fact, I have 3 birth facts. One, this final one, or the current thinking, conclusion, however you want to call that, the most complete. But I've got 2 other alternate facts. One that has the birth year, and one has a birth date, but at a state level. If I want to know where I got that information from, I click that, and it shows me all of the records where I saw that information. Let me get down to the second one, where it has the birth, the alternate, where the birth date and the state. And I want to go down, and I got it from Find a Grave. So if I want to view what was on Find a Grave and my expectation that I'm going to see the birth date and that he was born in Ohio. So I'm going to click on the Find a Grave Index View, and it's bringing up the record. And in fact, it gave his birth date and the birth state. So that's where I got that birth information from. So in other words, that this information at the top here, birth, this alternate fact, came from the Find a Grave index. I have recorded here as an alternate fact exactly what I saw on that record. I go up to the more complete view, and again, there's a link down to where I got the information from. And in fact, I got that from 2 different census records. So what I'm trying to show you is that this took me a number of different records to get to the information I needed. I finally found 2 records that gave me the most complete pieces of information about the birth fact. Another example is, let me show you the name fact. The first thing I'm going to do is turn off the alternate fact, and we're going to go to the name. So that is the most complete name for this gentleman. We also see it up here, which is why I didn't have it open to begin with. I just want to show it to you because what I'm going to do now is turn on the alternate facts again. And I'm going to open up the name, and these are all the records, and look how many different ways his name was presented in the various records. And let me do what I showed you before. His initials, W.A. Baldwin, came from the 1880 census. If I go view that census record, it's going to tell me W.A. Baldwin. And if I don't believe that, I can go look at the image. So I recorded what I saw on that record. Let's go to William. It says there's 2 sources, and there's one there, and there's one there, where it has William Baldwin. Oh, here's a different, clever way of spelling the surname, and that came from yet another census record. Oh, here are 8 sources for William A. So those are all the records that told me that it was William A. And I have 2 sources that give me his complete name. And I believe that to be the most accurate name that he has. And I want to close this one down because I want to go show you one more example. We got rid of all the alternate facts. So we got the clean view. I'm going down here to the bottom because I have 2 burial facts. One has the year, month and year, and the second just has the cemetery. Again, where did I get that information from? I'm clicking on that, and it's taking me to Find a Grave. And we see that it's Walnut Valley Cemetery in Kansas. And I'm going to view that again. And sure enough, there's a cemetery and the location of that cemetery. You notice that it doesn't say when he was buried. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to go back to this other burial fact, which has the date. So where did I get that from? I got it from Ancestry Member Tree. Now, Ancestry Member Tree in this database will be correspondence that I have had with a contributor, an editor for this tree. I have invited somebody to be an editor to help me do research on the tree. And I'm going to click on View. And sure enough, this person contributed some information, including the date, the associated facts, and there is where I got that date from. So I got the information from about the date that he was buried from my contributor, my editor. So that person has more data in her research than I can find records for. I have cited where I got that information from. I can go back to her and find it and have a discussion with her. That's why she is a contributor. She's helping us both do research on a specific line. So the quick and dirty to look at, I would call it a conclusion-based tree. In other words, I've done a lot of research on it. I have a number of citations, a bunch of sources, but I control what I view by having alternate facts or not multiple facts. I'm not going to bring in historical insights not pertinent to this conversation. So I have the clean view, and I can add more detail. How did I get there? By adding the alternate facts. And then you see that, again, as a reminder, that if you select one of them, you will see the source of that data. And if you go view that data, you'll see exactly what I saw, which is what I hope to accomplish. So that's back to basics, using the Ancestry Member Tree for a clean view and a more detailed view of your research. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, leave a comment on the blog or in my Google Plus community. Thank you, and have a great day.